Hello and welcome back. Merry Christmas, happy holidays to everyone out there. I hope everyone got great time with your families. I hope everyone had lots of presents and lots of good food. We're back in the garage. We took a little bit of a break due to the holidays. Wifey's car, this 370Z behind me, actually needs an oil change. So I figured why not take advantage of this beautiful cold day in the garage and do an oil change for her. Also in this video, I installed oil catch cans from Z1 Motorsports on my wife's 370Z. So this would be a good opportunity to see how much oil it has captured, preventing from going back into the engine. So that would be a good thing to capture on film too. Let's get into it. We're gonna keep this simple. For those of you who own a 370Z and have never been taught how to do an oil change or just curious how to do it on your own, let me teach you. So now that the car is up in the air, it's best to go get the tools that is needed for the job. On the oil pan for the oil drain plug, it is a 14 millimeter on this 370Z, so we'll get that. And then we'll also get into the Allen keys and everything that's needed for these oil catch cans. But for the people who don't have the oil catch cans, I want to keep that separate. Now that I got my tools, I did forget to mention my wife still has the factory OEM plastic undershield. So to get that off, it's going to be a 10 millimeter. And a couple of plastic clips, so just a flathead screwdriver will be just fine. Underneath, you're gonna remove all of these 10 millimeters that go along the front, and then you're just gonna follow this until you could remove this whole splash shield. So once you remove all those 10 millimeter bolts, the 370Z has 3 plastic clips in the center of the splash shield. You're just going to take a flathead screwdriver and pop those off. Let me show you for example. Just going to find one little edge and just pull up like so. Alright, and now that that's been removed, that should remove our splash shield. There we go. I jacked up the driver's side of the 370. The oil drain and the oil filter, let me point it out real quick. Oil filter, oil drain are on the passenger side. So I purposely lifted it up on the driver's side so it pushes all the oil towards the passenger side, making it easier to drain everything out. Just a little tip to make it easier for you guys doing this at home. Another tip that I would recommend, crack the top open and that'll allow airflow and it will allow a smoother stream for the oil coming out. So while we're letting the oil drain, I think this is a good opportunity to discuss a very, very important part of an oil change that a lot of people overlook, and that is crush washer. This bad boy, every time you do an oil change, you need to be replacing this. This is a crush washer. This is basically a seal. Just to show you a difference, you could see it's basically like a barrier or a seal to prevent leaks. So if I kept using this, my wife would end up with an oil leak. So we're going to go ahead and get that swapped out for her. Take a flathead. I'll try to do this in camera so you could see. Basically, I was just taking the flathead to get behind it. But after you get behind it, you could kind of just unscrew it like that. And there's your old one. Just going to take your new one. And let me see here. Yeah. There we go. Brand new crush washer. Very important. Do not save these, just throw it away. I had it. There we are. For those of you out there that are curious, just go get a pack of them. It's worth it. So another tech tip, we're going to go ahead and remove the oil filter from its box. Just something that I've learned in all my years in automotive. What I would recommend doing is just reaching into your oil pan, get some oil, doesn't matter if it's dirty, get some oil on your finger, and just basically lubricate this O-ring right here on your oil. I even go in the threads, and there we go. So now at this point, you just want to take your oil filter. There we go. And screw it back on. You do not need to Hulk strength this. Just need to put it on hand tight, guys. Let me just show you. Ready? It's a little bit tighter. About right there. Go ahead and plug this back up. And again, don't have to over tighten. And then what I like to do is I just like to wipe down the whole oil pan. Anything and everything that oil touched or dripped on, I like to just go ahead and wipe down. Leave no mess behind. That is my goal every time I work on our own vehicles or anyone else's vehicle. Before we proceed any further, I went ahead and grabbed a little plastic cup from inside just to see how much oil that these catch cans have caught. Z1 provides a tool. Thank you, Z1. And that is going to loosen up these three and those three. We're gonna break this loose and see how much oil these caught. Huh? That was a few drops. That was it. That was very anticlimactic. Okay. We got something in here. That's a good spot. Oh, yeah.
Stupid bitch!
Alright, so driver's side definitely had a lot more than the passenger side. Interesting. Okay, we'll get that tight. Wipe off all the excess oil. I mean, they're doing their job. That's good. The first one was anticlimactic. This one's doing its job, so that's good. Okay, once you put all the oil back into the engine, what I like to do is I just like to get back underneath here and just verify that everything is tight, nothing's dripping, nothing's leaking. And then we'll go ahead and put that splash shield back on. Now that you have everything triple checked, that it's tight, all the oil's been refreshed, what I like to do next is crack the garage door, start the engine, and let the oil go through the entire engine. You know, do that for about a few minutes, and then that's it. You could call it a day. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, and that is how you do an oil change on a 2009 to 2020 Nissan 370Z. If you guys have any questions, please leave a comment down below. I'd love to engage with you and, interact with you. As always, like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next one.